Hey, Chef Austin with EverythingKitchens.com. We're going to be unboxing the Wolf Gourmet Multi Cooker. We've got our Wolf Gourmet Multi Cooker right here. Guys, this is a really cool device. I've been reading about this all morning. It can do sous vide, it can saute, it can slow cook, and we're going to show you all the cool parts that came in the box now. So right here, we've got the big base. This has actually got the heating element, all the stuff and buttons on there. And it looks like we've got this big stainless steel. It's really heavy duty. It's pretty dang heavy. It's got big riveted handles. And it's got some markings on the inside there to tell you the levels of food that's in there. And this is tri-ply, so there's 3 layers in here. And it fits right in here. And since it's stainless steel, it looks like it can just go right on your stove and right into the oven as well. So that's a nice thing as well. And lid, look at this lid. It's got nice, big silicone gasket on there. That's going to make a really tight seal so your moisture stays in there so you're not going to dry out anything while you're cooking. And that should fit right on there. And it looks like this is the sous vide rack. So guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about sous vide today. It's a newer cooking style. And what this is going to do, it's going to keep all of your sous vide products from floating out because your food's going to go in bags and this is going to prevent that from floating around. So that's really nice too. And we've got what looks like the thermometer. This thermometer is nice and it should plug in somewhere over here. And it's got like this nice rubberized clip on here so it will clip right down on this pan right here, so it's a perfect fit. So that's pretty cool. And also, of course, everything, no one reads these, but this is the manual. I read these for fun because I like to know everything that my tools can do. And so don't throw this away. It looks like it has the time and temperatures for like meats and poultry and vegetables and the proper cooking program on there that you'd want to use. So I like to follow these because the guys who make this stuff actually test their product, believe it or not, and they've actually told you how to properly cook your food. So keep that in there. Doesn't look like many recipes, but the actual how to cook the food properly to get you on your recipes are going to be in here. And if you're too lazy to read that, they actually included this really big piece of paper that has just the gist of what this guy does. So it has all the functions at the top, what that function would be good for, and all the things that that function does underneath here. And this handy to read big laminated sheet. So you can keep this, this is actually like a nicer piece of paper. It's got some lamination on there so you can keep that in your drawer with your manual if you want to do that. So really cool. So we're gonna get this guy on the turntable and we're gonna show this guy off and show you all the cool features about him. All right, we're gonna take a look at the insides and the bottom of this guy. So first on the inside, you're going to see the heating element in there, and there is a nice round button at that bottom. What that's going to do, it's a pressure sensitive button, so it's going to detect if the stainless steel vessel is installed, because this is only going to heat up and function if it is. So that's a nice little safety feature right there. We're going to flip this guy around and look at the bottom. And on the bottom, you're going to see 4 rubberized feet, and these are really nice rubber feet. This thing does not slide around on the counter at all, so that's another nice safety feature. And the weight of this guy, I mean, he's definitely heftier than your standard slow cooker, but it's a nice, easy lift, so you're not going to strain any muscles moving this guy around either. Okay, guys, you can see this is a beautiful piece of equipment. It is all stainless steel. All this down here, up here, is all metal. We've got the control panel up front. We're going to turn this, and we're going to see some really heavy-duty handles. This is a heavy-duty cooker. If you've ever had a slow cooker, it's just kind of light and flimsy. This is the opposite. This is like what I would find in a commercial kitchen. It's a big, beastly machine for sure. So, and then in the back, nothing crazy, just got some heating vents in the back right here. We've got your standard 3-prong cord, plenty of length to plug into anywhere in your kitchen. And then we're going to turn around here, and oh look, more handles, very nice. And we've got down here, we've got the port for the thermometer. So the thermometer port will plug in right down there, and that's where it's going to read all the temperatures from. And then we'll swing back around here, and we're going to go a little bit more in depth on the functions with the control dial. So let's press some buttons. We've got the interface right here. I really like the Wolf Gourmet's interface. It's really, really slick. The LCD's up here. It's like a black plastic, so it looks like futuristic. The knob down here is very interesting. So this back silver piece actually selects what function you want to put it on. And then this red knob up here turns separately, and that's what lets you choose the different subsettings with it. And then once you have it, how you like it, you'll just press the start button. So really simple interface. I really like that. It will beep at you, so that's okay. You just tell it to shush. And we're gonna show you all these cool functions that it does, and we're gonna start out with the manual function. So we're gonna turn to manual. And the manual function works just like a slow cooker would. So basically you're gonna set it to whatever temperature you want, low, medium, high, and then you're just going to press start. And it'll beep saying, yes, I am starting. And then it's just gonna keep going. So just like your traditional slow cooker, it's not gonna do anything special for you. It's just gonna cook on the heat that you tell it to until it stops or until you unplug it. So it does have a maximum cook time of 24 hours. So if you forget about it for a couple of days, it will turn off for you. So that is a nice little safety feature there. Next function we have is the meal timer. So the meal timer is a cool feature where I set it to what time I want my food done, and it will cook it for me without me having to change the temperature at all. So I don't have to guess what to cook my pot roast at, if I need it done in 4 hours or if I need it done in 10 hours. I know I want it done at 6 o'clock. I just tell it how many hours until 6 o'clock, and it's gonna cook it for me. And that's a feature that I haven't really seen in a lot of multi-cookers. Our next function we have is the program function. This is one of my favorites. So basically, it's got two sections. It's got one program, which I will set here, and I'm gonna set it for, you can do low, medium, high. I'm just gonna do high, and I'm gonna set this for, say, 4 hours. So now it's just going to count down from 4 hours, and then it's going to shut off the heat and go into a warm mode so my food can continue cooking. So that's just a basic timer function that you can set, and then you don't overcook the food. Another cool feature is it has program 2. And program 2, very similar, except now I can do 2 programs. So I can have it go on high heat for, let's say, 2 hours, and then for cycle 2, I'm going to go down to a low heat for, let's go, 3 hours. So it's going to be a total of 5 hours cooking, but that first part of cooking is going to cook at a higher temperature, and then that second part of cooking is going to cook at a lower temperature. So you get your ultimate recipe control with that. So the program feature has one more setting to where you can actually use the built-in thermometer probe here. So I'm going to plug this in over here. And if your setting doesn't support the thermometer, it's going to say error. That's fine. That just means, hey, I don't know how to use a thermometer. But if you go over to program, it does know how to use a thermometer. So I'm going to set this program and one program, and we're going to go on a high heat. And what this is going to let me do, this is going to let me choose what temperature I want to cook to. So if I'm cooking a chicken and I know chicken needs to be cooked to 165 degrees, I insert my thermometer into my chicken, and the multi-cooker is going to detect whenever the chicken is done, and then it's going to shut off and go down into warm so my chicken doesn't overcook. So really cool feature with the thermometer. You don't have to have overcooked food anymore. So that's one of the really cool things about this multi-cooker. And this beeping you're hearing, it's just saying, hey, you're not finished with your program. That's just alerting me that it hasn't started cooking and it needs additional input. Our next setting is the rice function. So the rice function is dead simple. It looks like, what is that? ice, but it's actually an R, so it is rice. And it has 1 and 2. 1 is for white rice and 2 is for brown rice. So, and in that manual that you shouldn't have thrown away yet, that actually tells you the ratios for your rice and everything and what to cook it at. So this can hold up to, I believe, 14 cups of rice. That is enough rice to feed an army. So there's a lot of rice in there that you can cook. So really cool feature there. And then our next feature that we have is the Seer and Saute. So Seer and Saute, very simple. It's not a slow cook function. It's more of a, just, you can use this as a frying pan pretty much now. So if you need to saute vegetables, or if you use the Sous-Vide function and then you need to sear your steak, you can use the saute function to get a very high heat and sear your steak there too. One of the last functions on this guy is the Sous-Vide function. So you're going to see a message on here, it's saying probe. That means it wants the temperature probe plugged in. And then this can function properly. So what I can do now is I can set my temperature to whatever I want. So if I need to cook a steak to medium rare, I'd want a temperature of 135. So you can see it's 1 degree increments. I can set it to whatever I want. 135 is going to give me a nice medium rare. Press our start button. And what that's going to do, I would have a water bath in here. So I'd fill this with water and I would insert the temperature probe right into that water. And this cooker is going to heat up that water to the temperature that I set. Now in sous-vide cooking, what you're going to do is you're going to take your steak and you're going to vacuum seal it. So unfortunately, this doesn't have any vacuum seal bags, or it doesn't come with a vacuum sealer, but it is all ready for sous vide. So you vacuum seal your steak, you would put it in the cooker, and it actually comes with what we showed you earlier. This is the sous vide rack. Your steak would fit right down in there so it doesn't float away. And in about an hour, it's going to cook that steak to a perfect 135 throughout the entire piece of meat. So you're gonna have a perfectly cooked steak. You can't really overcook in sous vide, that's why I really like it. And you can then empty out the water in here, change it back to this sear function on high, and then you can sear that steak on both sides so you get that nice caramelization on your steak. Guys, the Wolf Gourmet Multi Cooker looks like a really cool product. And it can do sous vide. If you want to do sous vide though, you need that vacuum sealer. We have those on our website at everythingkitchens.com and the bags to go with it to get the full use out of your Wolf Gourmet Multi Cooker. And if you saw anything that you liked and you have a question about it, let us know. Or if you have anything that you think we missed, let us know. Leave it in the comments below. We'd love to answer those questions. And if you want to see more unboxing videos, let us know what you want to see next. You can head over to everythingkitchens.com, see all the products that we have, and we'll unbox it for you so you can see exactly what you're going to get.